All right, back again, standard 5.2. We're going to be solving one-step inequalities by adding or subtracting. Hopefully yesterday you were able to graph those inequalities. We're going to use that skill today and put it with single-step solving of equations to make something kind of new. Standard 5.2, I can solve one-step inequalities by adding or subtracting. Subtraction property of inequality. You can subtract the same number from each side of an inequality. We know this. We've used these rules. Look, m plus 6 is greater than or equal to 15. We're going to treat that greater than or equal to 15 like our equal sign, right, from before. So that's going to be our fence. So I'm going to undo this plus 6 by subtracting 6 and subtracting 6. All right, so that's going to be m remains. Positive 6 take away 6 makes 0, so I just leave it blank. My greater than or equal to sign comes down. And then 15 take away 6 makes 9. So then I'm going to graph that. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to draw my line. Arrows on both sides. Line in the middle is going to be the number we come up with, 9. On this side, I'm going to go up 1. This side, I'm going to go down 1. 3 numbers every time, okay? So then I'm going to go back, and I'm going to say, okay, what kind of circle do I use? This is a greater than or equal to sign. So that means I want a solid circle, right? Doesn't need to be huge. And my number's on the right, and I need to come up with numbers that are greater than 9. Hey, 10 is greater than 9, so my arrow is going to go that direction. All right? There you go. 1 is done. Question 2. Z is on the other side, so I'm going to take away 11 from both sides. Negative 31 minus 11 more makes negative 42 is greater than Z. All right, guys, you can graph this, but I think we're more successful when we go the other direction. So here's how you go the other direction. I'm going to take Z, and I'm going to rewrite it on the left. Z. I'm going to flip my sign over. See how it's pointing to Z, so it still has to point to Z, right? See how my sign's different? Then I'm going to take the number and move it to the other side, minus 42. And it stays the same side because we're not adding or subtracting to make it move, right? We're just moving we're like flipping the whole thing over, right? So you got to make sure your sign stays. So now we have Z is less than negative 42. I'm going to go back in, draw my line, and my arrows on both sides, which are very, very important. Draw my line in the middle and put negative 42. This side needs to go up 1, so that'd be negative 41. This side goes down 1, negative 43. Then I'm going to go in and decide my circle. My circle, Z, is less than negative 42. I want an open circle and an arrow going to my left. If you don't switch this, this is still your graph. This graph represents this, whether it looks like this or this, right? Your graph must look exactly like this. If your arrow's going the other direction because you did this one, it's not right. Okay, next. Real-world example. An airline lets you check up to 65 pounds of luggage. One suitcase weighs 37 pounds. How much can another suitcase weigh? All right. Our luggage is going to be up to 65 pounds. Can you do less? You could do 0 if you wanted to, right? You don't have to check anything. Could you do 10 pounds of luggage? Sure. 15? Sure. 64? Yes. 66? No. Up to means it cannot go past. So we're going to write that number right here. We're going to write it right here, 65. Then I need to know what sign is going to go in front of it. So our luggage, here, this will be our luggage. We're going to fill that in. Has to be less than or equal to 65, right? Up to, we're going to say less than or equal to 65, right? So then we need our 2 bags we need to figure out here. So if one suitcase weighs 37 pounds, how much does the other one weigh? We're going to put S for suitcase. All right, so suitcase 1 plus suitcase 2, which is 37 pounds, equals 65. We're going to solve that. So minus 37 and minus 37. Bring down the S, bring down my sign. 65, you know what, I'm going to move those. Move like that, all right. I'm going to bring down my sign. 65, take away 37, gives me 28. Right, see, 65 minus 30 would be 35. 35 take away 7 would be 28. All right, so S is less than or equal to 28 pounds. Word problems have to have labels, so 28 pounds. All right, next. The addition property. of inequality means we can do the same thing but with addition. So we can add the same number to each side. Hey, it looks like this. That's okay. I'm going to add 13 and add 13, right? I'm going to finish this question. I don't think I finished the last one. I think I have to graph it, so we'll go back. So b plus 13 is less than 6. So we're going to add 13 to both sides. B is less than 19. I'm going to graph that by drawing my line with my arrows. 19 in the middle. Go up one on this side. Go down one on this side. All right. I'm going to have an open circle because it's not or equal to, and an arrow going to the left because we need less than numbers. All right, I'm going to go back one. I don't remember if we need to graph this. I'm going to graph it. So let's go back and graph this one real quick. Sorry about that. Arrow 28 right here. 29 on this side. We go up one. On this side we go down one. 27. I want a solid circle here and an arrow going to the left. Right? 27 pounds is less than 28 pounds. That works. So it could be 27 pounds. 27 plus 65 makes 64. That's okay. All right, let's finish this now. Blue. This side, m's on the other side again, so we're going to add 28 to undo the minus 28. Plus 28 both sides. 35 plus 28. Let's see, 5 plus 8 is 13. 3, 4, 5, 6, 63. Bring down my less than sign and the m. I want to flip that to be m. It's open to the m, so it'll be open to the m still. So m is greater than 63. I'm going to graph that. 63, up one on this side, 64. Down one on this side, 62. I'm going to have an open circle because it's greater than an arrow going to my right. Right. The sum of negative 15 and a number is no more than 12. All right, the sum means plus. Negative 15 is negative 15. A number, let's call that n, is no more than, means less than or equal to, and 12. So we want to move this, n plus negative 15, is less than or equal to 12. And to solve it, remember we have plus and negative. I want to do the opposite of the sign closer to the number. So I'm going to do plus 15 and plus 15. That gives me n is less than or equal to 27. That's going to be 27 in the middle, 28 on this side, 26 on this side. A solid circle and an arrow to the left because we have less than or equal to. All right. What else we got? Oh, look, it's time for homework. Hooray. You guys love homework. All right, here's the homework. It's going to look like this. It's just exactly what we did. So, solve and graph. Show us what you do. If you don't say that you're going to subtract 9 from the first question on both sides, I'm going to send it back to you. Then you're going to go through that. You're going to do 4 more on this page, and then 1, 2, 3, well, 1 regular word problem, and then 1, 2, 3 of like that last thing we did where you have to kind of decipher what you got here. Solve and graph. Here's answers. All right. By this point, we're pretty confident you know the graphs, so we're not giving you the graphs. Okay. If you're struggling with the graphs, by this point, you should have asked a question. If you haven't already, ask, and we will help. Okay. They're not hard. They just have a lot of things you have to manage. All right. Thank you.